Thanks for joining us for another conversation about hidden risks inside small businesses. Today, we're going to talk about exit fragility, how ordinary, reasonable decisions you make every day can make your business hard to sell down the road. Imagine a buyer is ready to sign. The spreadsheets line up, and a week before closing, they back out. Not because revenue dipped, but because they learned that a key vendor contract automatically renews with a large cancellation penalty. The founder is the only person who knows how a top client is serviced, and the company's IP rights are murky. That's not a disaster movie. It's routine choices stacked together. Today, we'll unpack those small frictions and give you a prioritized, realistic playbook you can start this week.
Quick round. Jessica, Eddie. One line each. Why transferability matters.
Transferability matters because value depends on confidence. Buyers pay for predictable future cash flows and clean legal packaging. When either is missing, price and deal speed evaporate. I'll focus on the contractual and entity red flags that scare buyers away.
From my side, even perfect contracts won't save you if buyers can't access the systems or data they need. I'll cover brittle access, shadow SaaS, and data portability, the technical gaps that kill integrations and drag deals into months of remediation.
Great. We'll start with legal red flags buyers hate, then operational fragility, then technical continuity, and a ranked playbook. Jessica, take us through the legal traps you see most often.
First and biggest, mixed personal and business agreements. I see owners sign leases, vendor contracts, or NDAs in their own name because it was faster. Later, a buyer discovers key contracts aren't assignable or are tied to the individual, and suddenly the deal requires recontracting or legal restructuring. That costs time and money and often lowers the price. Second, missing IP assignments. Many small businesses assume work for hire covers them, but if developers, contractors, or freelancers weren't assigned IP properly, the buyer will demand indemnities or escrowed funds. I've seen deals fail because a core piece of software had unclear ownership. Get signed assignment clauses or written work for hire confirmations now. Third, surprise auto renewals and termination penalties. Vendor contracts and software subscriptions often auto-renew with unfavorable terms. Buyers will discount for these cliffs, especially if early termination protections are weak. A quick win is to inventory your top contracts and flag renewal and termination language. Fourth, equity and capitalization messes. Missing stock certificates, informal shareholder agreements, or undocumented option grants create ambiguity about who actually owns the business. Buyers either walk or require escrow and indemnities. Both hurt value. Simple corporate housekeeping can avoid this.
It's wild how paperwork can be the real deal killer. From an operations angle, what patterns slowly erode buyer confidence? Start with single-person dependencies. If one founder manages the largest client, the buyer asks, will that client stay? If the answer is probably because of a relationship, value drops since buyers don't buy personal loyalty. Document client ownership and create institutional touchpoints now. Next, undocumented processes. Onboarding, delivery, billing, when these live in people's heads, integration risk spikes. Buyers want playbooks, not tribal knowledge. Even short process maps and a couple of recorded walkthroughs add huge confidence. Also, watch for customer concentration. 1 or 2 clients generating a third of revenue is normal in small businesses, but it's a negotiation lever. Mitigate by creating diversification plans and documenting both renewal history and contingency workflows.
On the tech side, the most common stall is brittle access. I've had buyers halt a deal because critical accounts were tied to a personal email or single admin that's now locked behind a 2FA device sitting on someone's desk. If you can't hand over admin control quickly and securely, buyers assume months of remediation. Shadow SaaS is another killer. Teams subscribe to tools on personal cards or without IT oversight. During diligence, buyers find dozens of unmanaged subscriptions, unknown integrations, and compliance gaps. Create an application inventory, centralize billing where possible, and require business emails for business tools.
Data portability is the third technical friction. Can you export customer records, contracts, and billing history in usable formats? If not, integration stalls. Start with exports of your top datasets and verify they map to clean fields. That simple validation answers a lot of buyer questions quickly.
Finally, password and key management. If secrets live in notes or a founder's head, transfers are messy and risky. Move to a company password manager, centralize admin access, and create a documented access plan for key systems. Buyers will expect at least a clear path to handoff.
Okay, legal, operational, technical. Now the thing our listeners asked for most, a prioritized playbook you can start this week. Let's break it into quick wins, medium term, and what to ask counsel or IT.
Quick wins, week 1. 1. Inventory top 10 contracts and flag assignability and renewal terms. 2. Confirm employee and contractor IP assignment forms exist and are signed. 3. Clean up any personal name contracts by getting consent or drafting novation language. These are small tasks that remove obvious buy blockers.
Quick wins from IT. 1. Build an app inventory tied to business emails. 2. Move critical accounts to company-managed emails and a password manager. 3. Export critical datasets and verify integrity. These steps take a few hours to a few days, but show buyers you have control.
Medium term, 30 to 90 days, document top 3 processes end to end, run transition rehearsals with a deputy for each key role, and reduce customer concentration where feasible by diversifying pipeline or documenting dependency mitigation. These are friendly to growth while reducing friction.
What to ask counsel/CPA. Confirm entity capitalization and shareholder records. Draft simple assignment language for recurring problem contracts and advise on any tax consequences before changing ownership structures. We'll say this clearly. Don't repaper the company without counsel. Legal moves can create new risks if rushed.
What to ask IT or an outside consultant. Audit admin access and 2FA recovery options, centralize subscription billing, and create a short runbook for handover that includes service account keys, API tokens, and data export locations. That runbook is a high-leverage deliverable buyers love.
Rapid recap. Our top 5 must-dos before any sale or succession conversation. Jessica, call out number 1.
Number 1. Fix contract clarity, assignability, renewals, and IP assignments for your top contracts. If you only do one legal thing, do that.
Number 2. Document the 3 processes that would stop your business if your top person walked out. Onboarding, delivery, and billing, at minimum.
Number 3. Centralize access, company emails, a password manager, and an app inventory you can hand a buyer. Access handoffs are deceptively easy to validate and hard to fake.
Number 4. Clean up corporate housekeeping, shareholder records, option grants, and simple evidence of ownership. Buyers hate ambiguity here.
Number 5. Be honest about concentration. Document client retention history and a mitigation plan. Don't paper over risks. Show you measure and manage them. If you leave with nothing else from this episode, remember, buyers buy predictability and the absence of surprises. Small, consistent fixes build that predictability without freezing your team. Go to hiddenbusinessrisk.com for the Hidden Business Risk Briefing. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks to Jessica and Eddie for practical, usable advice. And thanks to you for listening. We'll be back with another episode that looks at how routine choices compound into outsized risk. Stay practical and keep the handoff in mind.